Blessings, everyone. Hope all is well. Let me position my camera a little better. Sitting in my car, and I'm sure you guys just saw the press release that I uploaded that Ron Dalton released. And the next question should be, are there lawsuits coming? There should. See, family, what we're witnessing here, especially for those that are familiar with the Dabar HaKodesh. That's the Hebrew word for, or phrase for holy word. So I want to say peace and blessings to all you guys again for watching, for coming into the this live stream here. Uh, Click the like, subscribe to the channel, share this video. And I want to encourage you guys, share the press release because there's so much to unpack in that press release. I'll try to do a live, if not tonight, I'll do a live tomorrow, because what we see in that press release is a number of things that we can highlight and unpack and take out of that, extract out of that. And the question is there a lawsuit coming? Because you have to understand, family, what, defamation and slander. See, the playbook is from the uh, court of public opinion, this propaganda machine, that if they cannot suppress your message in terms of uh, take it down, then the next step is suppress you. Make your testimony by discrediting you be good for nothing. We're going to do a playbook this week about the Anti-Defamation League. How did they get started? The key case that launched them into that kind of shot them into the position that they are in right now. And I just want to touch on a few things about the Anti-Defamation League, because I actually went to their channel. They have a full page dedicated to Ron Dalton. And it's pretty interesting in some of the things that are there. So we'll touch on that later in the week. But there should be a lawsuit. There should be multiple lawsuits. There should be lawsuits coming from Kyrie Irving. There should be lawsuits coming by way of Ronald Dalton. There should be lawsuits coming from Kanye West. See, family, you have to understand the Hebrew term, right? Ra'adabath, or Ra'adabath, rather. I'm going to say it in the ancient Hebraic perspective. Ra'adabath, which transliterates to evil report. The whole purpose of an evil report is to make it so that way that person's words are good for nothing. See, that's when you get into defamation and you getting into slander, is to make so that way the person that they're targeting, to make it so that way whatever they say, he or she say, or group says, to make it so that way, well, we can't take them down, so we're going to make it so that way no one wants to hear what they have to say. And we just witnessed that. We just witnessed that because there were blatant lies, starting with the agenda of Rolling Stones magazine, the journalist who wrote it, right? But you can't stop with the journalist. You have to actually put a lot of the responsibility on the editor. You could go right up the chain. But there's an agenda. The agenda, there's a bigger agenda. Notice how they use Ron Dalton to continue to spew out all these talking points that was created by the very people that don't want us to wake up and understand who we are. They lied. They said Ron Dalton. If you go back to the interview, the statement when Kyrie Irving, again with the same reporters from ESPN, right? Remember when they asked him, they said Ronald Dalton, the movie says that the Holocaust never existed, and Kyrie Irving made it clear that hey, he don't support that. But they literally put in there, they questioned Kyrie Irving, go back to the interview, and literally blatantly lied. There is not a single line of text in the book, nor did Ronald Dalton allude to that inside the movie. He never said that that the Holocaust didn't exist, because he has a number of references about the Holocaust inside his book. So lawsuits, plural, should be pending. See, family, this is a case where, as though, we have to get out of this mindset of trying to deliberate by way of how can I put it, by way of debate. No, we got to get out of debating. We have to now transition our thoughts and our approach to deliberation. Take it from debating. We don't, this is bigger than trying to debate with family members, friends, those that are just opposing you. No, it's time to deliberate in front of the court system. Because I could stand firsthand, right, of Christians who purposely targeted me, purposely targeted my family, my cousins, and made up all kinds of obscenities to try to make it so that way my words are good for nothing. So instead of trying to debate, because they want to debate, I don't care, but I'm not debating my heritage with no one. But guess what? We can deliberate it in the court system, right? We can deliberate it in the court system, right? So the whole goal, and I'm sure some of you guys familiar with in the Bible, when Moses, right, sent 12 spies out to spy and come back with go out to the land, take notes, and provide input on what to expect in the land. They confirmed that the land was really good. Right? They went out and took a survey of the land. They saw that the land was good. They saw that it flowed. It was the very thing that the Most High promised. They came back with samples of the fruit, and so. But the one thing that they didn't anticipate on, even though they were prepared, the Most High told them what would happen. When you read, He already prepared them for the obstacles that they faced, but He was going to take them through it. They saw that there were giants. They saw that there were armies there that was bigger than theirs. So instead of holding fast and standing on the promise of the Most High, they decided, 10 out of the 12 decided to speak against the promise. So they began to cast what is called an evil report. Hey, family, peace and blessings. My cousin is online here. Shauna, I want to say peace and blessings to you. And let's talk afterwards. I've been meaning to call you early today. Been busy, but with work. But let's talk, sis, because I really want to talk to you. But family, this is my cousin of my the wife of my cousin, Dr. Sean Carr, who just transitioned. So let's show some love for my cousin here. Let's show some love for Shauna right now. Really appreciate you again. Love you, cuz, and thank you for the hospitality when I came out to Ohio. And we got more to come. We got more things to do, number of things to do, and really appreciate you guys. And I tell you, that's a praying. I mean, you're talking about a prayer warrior. She is a prayer warrior in every sense of the word, right? The phrase. But what we're seeing here, family, and going back to Numbers, right? Because you can read it in Numbers, right? Uh, the 10 spies decided that they were going to come up with a plan, an evil report, and the goal was to make it so that way the people lost uh, hope in the promise of the Most High. To make the Most High's promises good for nothing. To make the Most High's plan good for nothing. To make it so that way even Caleb and Joshua, to make their good report good for nothing. So family, this is what we see happening right now. That is the playbook, right? Got my cousin Boom up in here, Bishop Brown. Uh, he's one of the ones that been on the receiving end of some of the slanderous attacks from those that want to suppress this awakening. Got Asaf, up on here as well. Many of you guys have witnessed it. A lot of you guys that have been following me for years, you guys have witnessed the calculated attack to try to make it so that way my testimony, your testimony, our testimonies are good for nothing. So that's the playbook of what they're doing to Ronald Dalton, right? That's the playbook that they're trying to do with Kyrie Irving, Kanye West, to make it so that way their testimonies are good for nothing. So lawsuits, I hope and pray that lawsuits are coming. I hope and pray that lawsuits are coming. Like I said, I read the press release, and I will say it's now. Well, I know I gave some suggestions yesterday, but I thank the Most High that they addressed those concerns, because, like I said yesterday, they left a lot of meat on the bone. Right now, in that press release, share it, family, share it, Make sure we get at least we should at least get 10,000 shares out of it, so that way it gets to the right hands. But I pray that Ronald Dalton is going to sue. I pray that Kyrie Irving is going to sue, because what we see here again is trying to make their words be good for nothing. It's good to note. I want to note it as well. I got a notification that the NBA Players Association is giving pushback on the New Jersey Nets suspension, right? Because think about what they said. They came up with six steps of continuing, or with this scheme or the goal of emasculating him, Kyrie Irving. That he has to, of course, give $500,000, right? Not only give $500,000, also he has to meet with the ADL and meet with other groups and literally sit there. That's right, guys. Is it a coincidence that it's a 6-step program? 666, right? The mark of man, which means system. So now Kyrie Irving has to go through the system, their system, 666. Remember, the mark of the beast is not just one thing. It's all about validation, needing their validation. The number 6, the 6th day of man. That's why it says the number of man, because man was created on the 6th day. So now here it is, 6-step plan, 666, their mark to prove, and he has to go to them and get them to validate him for him to play in the NBA again. Come on, y'all got to pay attention to this, family. See, y'all, for those that are in the conscious community that's constantly trying to, rail against this truth, man, there's nothing like the word. Nothing like our Dabar HaKwadash. There's so much that are being fulfilled before our eyes. So a 6-step plan is what the New Jersey Nets came up with, even though they fumbled the bag. They fumbled the bag. What I mean, they fumbled the bag, right? Because I'm not saying money, but they fumbled the whole situation. Here it is. The journalists who reported this right? Came up with the terrible, the poor article that exposed the agenda, came up with an article that's filled with lies that they use as their talking points. Now, bring this to the footsteps, or should I say the footstool, the doorsteps of Kyrie Irving, and now because he just made a post, he just posted a link. So now because he posted a link, now they're saying that no, he's anti-Semitic because he posted a link. See, family, again, it tells you, and they're validating this bigger than Kyrie Irving. It's this awakening that is making them tremble with fear, because they see the fact that, guess what? This particular awakening, it's not like the previous ones, but this particular awakening, man, we have so much access to resources. We have so many access to books that we didn't have access to even, let's just say, 30 years ago. So now, here it is. So they decided to come up with a plan. Notice you don't hear anything about Shaquille O'Neal. When Shaquille O'Neal, actually, Kyrie Irving just posted a link to the movie, but Shaquille O'Neal actually premiered the movie at one of his theaters in Newark, New Jersey, right off of Springfield Avenue. But you don't hear anything about Shaquille O'Neal. It's crickets. So again, calculated plan. So again, I posted the press release. Read it, guys. Forward it. Post it on your YouTube pages. Post it on your Instagram accounts. Post it on your Facebook accounts. Get that word out, because the Most High is going to bring judgment, family. Most High is going to bring judgment. There's a lot of answers that have to be provided, right, to the questions that so many of us are asking because of what they did to Kyrie. Not just to Kyrie, what they did to Kanye. Not just to Kanye, what they're doing to Ron Dalton. Not just to Ron Dalton, what they're doing to our community as a whole. Because it's not going to stop with that. It's not going to stop with Kanye. It's not going to stop with Kyrie. It's a bigger issue. But what we see is buck breaking, or should I say the Willie Lynch letter. Because when you read the letter, two men were focused inside that letter, right? Two men. The email, number one, in it says, humiliate him, tie him up, tar all over him, feather him up, and the whole nine, and then rip him apart. Then the second, remember, twos, right? Two witnesses. The second one in line, the second email, take him, do the same, but this time don't kill him. Let him live through the embarrassment. Let him live through the humiliation that he now has his wife, or his children and all the people around him, to see that he has no power. He's been emasculated. That we're not going to let him die. We want all of them to see that, guess what? The men couldn't save you. So the women will teach the children, the offsprings, that guess what? The men can't protect you. Only Massa can protect you. So that's what we see here. Two, they did it to Kanye West, right? And they're doing it to Kyrie Irving. Now, I'm not saying that they're the two witnesses, but again, the Northern Southern Kingdom, we're all the part of the two witnesses. That's a whole nother discussion. So again, the Most High got a game plan, family. And the game plan that I believe that's getting ready to happen, it's not going to happen in the form of a debate. It's going to happen in the form of deliberation. It's going to happen in the form of deliberating. Because, family, for those that don't want to get your hands dirty, Mobb Deep said it best. There's a war going on outside, right? You can't escape from. You can run, but you can't hide forever. In other words, that war is coming to your doorstep. That battle that is coming to your doorstep. This fight is coming to your doorstep. You can't run because it's coming to your doorstep. That's the issue. The issue is beyond Kyrie Irving. It's beyond, you know, Kanye West. It's beyond Ron Dalton. It's all of you and me coming to the realization of who we are. Again, you know, you got people, you know, you got different groups like the Foundational Black, or Foundational Original Americans and all that, Black Americans or whatever, you know, just did a rally this past weekend up in DC, this past week up in DC, right? About reparations, family. The key to reparations starts with understanding this right here. The blood descendants of Israel. Us. The very thing that they speak against and don't want to talk about. They want to talk about the history of us and connect it to that Bible or to that Dabar HaQuadash. If they're really serious about reparations, then guess what? Let's see if they come to their senses and start understanding how important is our identity. Because no matter how we want to, many of them want to say, guess what? You know, we got proof that our ancestors came off those slave ships using Hebrew names. We got proof by way of the slave database that they were on those ships with Hebrew names. We got proof by one of the, you know, a notable writer by the name of Equiana, right? He made it clear when he gave his biography that his name is Jacob and that they beat him and gave him a different name. Come on, family. We got proof that they went on those slave ships with Hebrew names, came off those slave ships with Hebrew names. We got proof. We got proof. We got writings of slaves writing the name of Israel. Oh, come on, family. We got proof from the hymns. We got proof from the quilts. We got proof from the hairstyles. We got proof. We got actual writings from our ancestors. So it's bigger than us, family. We got proof. We got proof. So they could talk about it. When I say they, when you start getting into the conscious community, I'm very disappointed. And I'm not going to mention his channel because I don't even want him on it. And I'm not referring to Tariq because Tariq, you know, he's not, you know, he's been speaking on this situation. He's not looking at this situation and trying to make it into, oh, leave the Bible alone. There's another group out there. Instead, want to spew foolishness, want to continue to spread a divisive agenda and bashing Hebrews to Negroes, bashing Ron Dalton. It's like, come on, man. Really? So, family, going back to my point as I get ready to wrap it up, I see I got someone donated. I didn't see the name, but thank you for the contributions. Really appreciate it. So, family, I want to encourage you guys. We got to stay. We got to stay prayed up. We got to stay Torah up. In other words, the instructions of the Most High in our hearts. We got to stay on the wall. Stay. When I say on the wall, Nehemiah. When I say stay on the wall, it's not just stay with your back, with your face towards the walls. No, I'm talking about switch it and put your back against the wall, and you take those same tools that you were using to build the wall and you switch over and you use it to defend. Oh, come on now. That's what was happening with Nehemiah. They were on the wall, right? building the wall, but then they were prepared that when the threat came, they put their back against the wall, and then they turned to face the opposition to protect the worker, what the Most High is doing. Come on, family. We got to get to a place that, man, when we start talking about salvation, when we start talking about and understanding salvation, we got to participate in this. Right? And I want to make it clear. We got to get to a state of readiness to say, you know what? I'm willing to do whatever I can to fight the good fight of faith with this. Because they're coming at not just you and me, they're coming at the seeds, our offsprings. Because that's the danger. Because many of you guys are just waking up. Many of you guys are not. Your first generations of awakened. But guess what? Your children is the second generation, and they're going to get stronger with this thing if the Most High doesn't come back before then. So the scary thing about not us, them towards us, is the generations to come. Oh, come on, family. With that being said, we're going to do a live, not tonight. We'll do a live tomorrow night because we have Bible study tonight. Again, I really appreciate you guys. And let's keep moving forward with this truth. Hold the line, family. Hold the line. That's a military term. Hold the line, family. In other words, with the chain, the link, keep your link together. Keep your arms together. Link with your brothers and sisters out in the trenches. Guess what, family? Let's hold the line. We're not wavering, right? Boycott Nike, boycott Adidas, boycott the NBA, boycott the NFL, boycott Chase and all the other. Boycott these people. Boycott them. Boycott them all. Cancel them all. Anyway, with that being said, family, love you guys, and we'll be back online tomorrow. Shalom.